Hey, good morning, everybody. All right, I think everything's okay. There for a second, it looked like it froze up, but I'm using my iPad today because my phone is getting fixed, so that's less than awesome. I'm gonna check something. All right, there we go. Garrett Anderson, Corey Willoughby, what's happening? How are you guys doing? Good to go for Steve McEwen, right on. Yeah, like I said, my phone is actually coming back today. I'm very excited. Tori Anderson is on. Ooh, Garrett and Tori should go back and forth. They're husband and wife, and it's hilarious. Morning from California, right on. Corey, you coming to the National Hare and Hound next weekend? We're going to be there. Yeah, it's going to be awesome. So yeah, good morning from the Nobby Lobby here in Montrose, Colorado, Highland Cycles. It is actually quite warm out for winter today. What up, Shane McNabb? It's it snowed I think up high quite a bit yesterday. Chad Hucko, what's happening? And not working. Oh, you are working, Corey. Dang, sorry, man. Jim Wells, what's happening? Right on, Tori. That's good. Give your husband a really hard time because it's funny when you guys do. Oh, these guys are awesome. Yeah, I don't know what the temperature is out there, but it feels like it's got to be in the 30s because the water that I left in my van was not frozen this morning. So, Mitch Woodward, what's happening? Jim, it's good to see you. Gary Loomis, what's happening? We'll see you later on this morning. Yeah, the snow is melting down here right now, which is awesome. Although I love Javier's doing well. If you check him out on Facebook, he's like dancing tango in Argentina. So I think he's doing well. But I talked to him; his wrist is getting better. It's like 75%. Should be cleared to rock and roll here shortly. I say 75% movement. I don't know how much is going to come all the way back with that bad a break, but hopefully a fair amount. Yo from Ohio, what's happening, Jeremiah? The coffee's hot, which is awesome. I don't have my two-strokes mug, unfortunately. That was sad this morning. I did not have it. I left it here at the shop. John Bowman, what's going down? News for this week. There will not be a Gospel of Two Wheels next week because I am going to be traveling in my car or van on my way to California for the National Hare and Hound Round 1. It's so going to be awesome. I guess it's dumping up in the high desert, maybe snow and rain up there. The BLM got their permit to let us race. Or excuse me, the BLM issued the permit to the Desert MCs to let us race. That was a little bit sketchy because the government shut down. Didn't know if that was going to happen. But the BLM came through, fortunately for the race. 52nd Annual Winter Classic out in Lucerne Valley. Very exciting. So we will not have a Gospel of Two Wheels next week. I'm going to be traveling. I'm sure I'll be driving, but even if I wasn't, the coverage probably won't be good wherever the heck we are at 7:30 next week. So no Gospel of Two Wheels next week. But yes, Corey, that's what I've heard. It's been raining. That's awesome. But yeah, so we're going racing. Shane, we are going to get some super rad videos. I'm taking all my cameras and we're going to shoot hopefully like a short kind of film. And then we'll break it into lots of little, segments for distribution. But hopefully shoot like a maybe 15, 20 minute actual film about the whole process. Like getting out there, riding beforehand, practicing, racing, coming back, hopefully getting trophies. We'll see. I won my class last year, so I'm really, really hoping for a good showing. We got a good group of guys coming from here, like 5 or so, coming from Montrose. And I know George Pennington, I don't know if George watches this, but he's going. He's from the Springs, or that area over on the Front Range, and he's going to go. So that's exciting. William, what's happening? Yeah, that's what is going next week. Other news is we got our YZ Stella is almost ready to be rented out. We've got just waiting on a skid plate and kickstand and spark arrestor to make that thing legal. So super duper excited about that. We have it's a 2018 YZ 450F electric start. It's super rad. Really, really awesome bike. That's going to be for rent along with our Eric, what's happening? Our KTM 250, and hopefully here real soon. I mean, it's coming no matter what, but hopefully soon we're going to get a 2011 WR 450 for rental also. Our rates are actually going, E-Start, baby. Our rates are going down this year because the bikes are a little bit older. So the 18 bikes are going to be $200 a day for a single day, or $150 a day for multiple days, which is going to be, I think, a pretty smoking deal for two really, really nice motorcycles. And then the WR will probably be $150 and $100. So that's super exciting. And then we're going to have some, hopefully 5 or 6 by the time springtime hits, rental bikes. So if any of you guys who watch from out of state, out of town, whatever, want to come over and ride but don't want to haul your bike, let us know. We can provide a super rad motorcycle for you. I think that's it for just news. We'll keep you updated as far as conditions out here. It's like I said, it's warming up. I think we're supposed to get more snow, but it's mainly up in the mountains. You never know. We could get another foot down here and shut everything down if you don't have spikes, but we'll see. Today, the show is about simple maintenance, which is the key to a happy life with motorcycles, is regular, simple maintenance. The thing about any machine, whether it be your car, your motorcycle, whatever, they need attention, like consistent, frequent attention, so that you don't have any real problems. When you set up a Kawasaki, I'll be right on, Shane. Oh, man, I don't know. My kids are both riding Kawasaki's. But I don't know if we're going to have a rental Cowie. The problem is the new ones are all 4-strokes, and I haven't had great luck with. They're fast, but they're not the most durable, I wouldn't say. That's just my humble opinion. But maybe I'll get maybe I'll try a new one sometime. Rick Emerson, what's happening? So simple maintenance. Here at Highland Cycles, we offer. Oh, William, closest airport? It's 4 minutes to the closest airport to me, William. So, what up, Rick? So, yeah, let me know, dude. We can pick you up, get you to the hotel, whatever. Hondas are neat, especially the new ones. We might get some, actually older Hondas, like XR style, the CRF air-cooled stuff for kids, like smaller ones. I'm kind of looking for 100 or 150s, things like that, for kids to be able to come out and ride. That's coming out of the new Hondas. I'm excited to see how they do. I don't know. Jim Wells, what airlines? United is the main rig that flies in here. Jeremy Schoening, what's happening? United is the main one that flies in. You basically got to go to Denver you got to go to Denver then here, unless you live in Rick. I can get IRC tires. I don't think I have any in stock right now. I like IRC just fine, but it seems like most folks around here run Dunlops, Pirellis, or what do we got there? Oh, Sedonas, Bridgestone. Tons of Bridgestone. Yeah, the 150 Honda is pretty sweet. Thanks, Chad. American too. I thought I was gonna say maybe American. American Airlines does fly here. Like I said, usually if you're coming from out of state, Roy, what's happening? You got to fly into Denver and then a short hop here. You can also fly to Grand Junction. That's only an hour away. It usually saves a fair amount of money. Kind of depends. You can rent a car to get down here. But yeah, actually, yeah. So I know we're talking about other things, but Jim Wells, Denver is about 5 hours from us. So it's 45 minutes in an airplane. but you got to come over all of the Rocky Mountains to get here from Denver. So it's a little bit longer, but it is actually pretty cheap. You can fly to Denver pretty inexpensive. If you're in like Houston or Phoenix or a few other bigger cities or near there, you can fly direct to Montrose, which is pretty cool. Spencer Sutton, what's happening? But yeah, we can pick you up. We can get you your bike, get you to the trail, whatever. We're putting packages together. I don't have like pricing on all that yet, but it's coming. We're working on our moto destination place. We're trying to figure that out. But if that doesn't happen this year, it's going to happen eventually. But if that doesn't happen this year, Patrick, what's going on? We have a good relationship with some hotels here in town, so we can get you set up. Like, no worries. Javier, what's happening? Javier, everybody's asking about your wrist. How's it doing, man? Looks good as far as the Tango goes. So yeah, getting here is easy. Getting to Montrose is easy. That's the amazing thing about Montrose, Colorado, and I've said this a million times. I've typed it, I've posted pictures about it, and videos about it, all that stuff. The coolest thing about Montrose is that from the very middle of town, it's 10 to 15 minutes to a ridiculous amount of awesome riding. It's 30 minutes to a whole bunch of mountain riding, like trees and green and water and spruces and aspens and all that. It's an hour and a half to Taylor Park, Crested Butte, Rico, Grand Junction, Rabbit Valley. So that's an hour and a half away. And then if you're willing to go a little bit further, you got Moab and all of that. And the Rimrocker Trail, you can dual sport directly from here to Moab. Legally with the bike with numbers on it, as long as you have an OHV sticker, which is pretty amazing. You don't have to have a license plate. All the county roads in Montrose is, I know, Rimrocker, Garrett, that is actually coming. The Rimrocker package is coming for sure. So anyway, all the county roads in Montrose, it is legal to ride a motorcycle. As long as you have an OHV sticker, it's legal to ride on all the county roads, no matter what, regardless of street legalness. So that is how cool it is to be here in Montrose. And we have all the amenities that anyone would ever need. We have hotels, restaurants, grocery store. I mean, you know, it's a real town. It's not just tiny. Hey, what's up, John Capto? That's all right, you're late. No worries. You haven't really missed much except for me talking about how awesome Montrose is. And how you can fly in here, rent motorcycles from us, and go ride super rad stuff. And we are going to be offering like tours, like taking you riding. So that's coming in the future. We can make that happen. So let me know if you want to. I mean, if you just come out here with a bike, I will absolutely just take you riding and not charge you. But if you want to pay me to take you on a tour, we can figure that out. Also, I can show you some of the cool stuff. Brian Duvall, what's going on? So yeah, Montrose is rad. To catch you riding a dirt bike on the back. Yeah, I know, Shane. It's ridiculous everywhere else. Montrose is super cool. A lot of Moab's that way. A lot of the counties are figuring out that there's a lot of money involved in that because of side-by-sides and ATVs, really. It has more to do with that than it does motorcycles, but because we are all grouped into OHV stuff, we get included, which is awesome. I'm super excited about that. So, maintenance, simple maintenance. Sorry, back to what we were originally going to talk about. We call it a blitz service. Wade Wassinger, what's happening here? It's just it's what you do every time you work on your bike, right? So every 10 hours-ish, somewhere in there, whether it be a 2-stroke or 4-stroke, you really need to like go over things and make sure. Okay, Corey, right? Hey, we should talk about that, Garrett. That'd be awesome. Fremont County does need to step up. So we offer these guys. It's backwards in my thing, but hopefully it's forwards in yours. Highland Cycles 4-stroke maintenance book, and of course we have 2-stroke maintenance books. And it's just a really cool way to keep track of your maintenance as you go. Just a quick ad. It's got suggested maintenance for everything there, like timing and all that good stuff. And then it's really simple. It's just got mini pages like this that are just blank and open and ready to go. You write the number of hours on the bike when you're doing it. So the so it's not Hooterville, Colorado. Yes, absolutely. Brady, what's happening, man? Good talking to you last night. So yeah, you get your maintenance book. You write your hours down, like whatever it is that's on the bike as you're doing the maintenance. And then, every time you flip the page, there's another thing for hours so you can calculate how many. Yeah, I know, it's weird. Yeah, I know, Shane, every 10 hours it's crazy. But if you look here, our Blitz service, you can see, you're going to check the brakes, air filter, clean and lube adjust chain, wheel bearings, spokes, coolant check or fill, oil filter change, tire pressure, go. Jim Wells, what's the best oil for what? 4 strokes or 2 strokes or trainees or not trainees? Let me know. Rodrigo, what's happening, man? I'm glad you're liking the studs in the tires and having fun out there in the snow. Looks like a good time. So here's the key to this, like, maintenance, and we'll go over more stuff. But the key to this maintenance, Brady. Thank you, Jim. I'm glad. No worries. I take things too seriously, but that's awesome. It's a great joke. One of the keys to doing your maintenance when you're getting ready to, work on all this stuff is start by doing your air filter first. Air filter first. Like, I can't tell you how many people, and myself included, when I first started doing all this stuff, like, you're like going through, oh, that's right, air filter, and it's like near the end. Lauren, what's happening? You do the air filter, and then you got to freaking wait forever for the stinking air filter to dry and all that, and put it back in. Jim Wells brakes are for, you mean the coward lever is the brake lever. Yeah, Brady, no maintenance needed. Absolutely. That's great. That's good for us. Brady, you're helping mechanics all over. I know you're just joking. But, so the key, like I said, is, well, not the key, but one of the super duper pro tips is start with the air filter. Take your air filter out, go wash it, however that is you do it, whether you're using no toil or normal stuff. By the way, I don't recommend no toil. I think it dries out and lets dirt through if you don't ride very often. So I don't like it, but wash your air filter, clean, get it all super clean, and hang it up to dry while you're. Yeah, he was dancing with a tall chick. Actually, wait, that chick wasn't that tall. Javier's just that short. I'm sure you know that. Garrett, a bunch of air filters is another awesome thing to have. The T stands for Thomas, Jim. My name is Thomas Morgan Spradling. The men in my family go by our middle names. It's a thing. Oh, your mom wants to know if I want a Jimmy John's number 5 today? Yes! Lauren, yes, I would love a Jimmy John's number 5. Add hot peppers. I will pay for it. You don't have to pay for it. Brady, yes, no toil does suck. I used to use it. If you go backwards on our page, you'll see me talking about it. I personally never had any failures because of it or anything like that, but I've seen too much. So I don't like no toil. We don't have to go deep into that, but I don't like no toil. Stick with petroleum-based stuff. Buy whatever cleaner you need to do your air filter. Yes. So, I'm not very good at multitasking. Brady, really? That's awesome. That is awesome. Or are you laughing because my first name is Thomas? I don't know. But, Clinton, I completely agree. Bel-Ray is awesome stuff. So, air filter, do the air filter first if you don't have extras. If you have piles of air filters, which a lot of us do, it's nice. Then you have, a clean, oiled one all ready to go and you don't have to worry about it. But otherwise, if you don't have lots of air filters, clean that, put that on the thing. Then I like to drain the oil, right? Whether it's a 4-stroke or a 2-stroke, I you know, this is, by the way, after all you've warmed it up and all that other stuff. Matt Andreas tacos sound great. Yes, spray on, squeeze out, repeat. This is the most ridiculous. This show is awesome because I am now trying to read all these hilarious comments and stuff, so and talk about maintenance. But anyway, order air filter, then drain oil. If you have an oil filter, then you pull that out also. If you're on a 4-stroke, and let everything be draining into a pan while you let it go. And then I like to walk around the bike, right? And I check my things. So I pull out my little book, and I'm looking at my little checklist right here, and check the brakes, make sure they're good. Look at the fluid, make sure it's clean and good. As long as that's good, you move on. And actually the order on here isn't great because it says chain lube and adjust. That's actually one of the things. I do have piles on the wall behind me. Sell, baby, sell. I got to work on that. I'm a horrible salesman. I know, Clint. They do have oil. That's crazy. I know it's very fancy. It's from the local coffee shop here in town. But shout out to the Coffee Trader. If you guys are in Montrose or you come to Montrose, go to the Coffee Trader. They've been here forever. Super good dudes. They have 2 locations. There you go. No way! Toby Price won the car. Javier just said that. That's awesome. Although it's super duper sad that Ricky Brabec broke. Bummer for Honda. That does not look good for Honda. That is a massive, huge bummer. I was psyched to see Brabec hopefully bring U.S. his first win in Dakar, but that's what happens when you race that many days in a row. Sometimes things don't work out. So, Coffee Trader not sponsoring this. Although, Coffee Trader, if you'd like to sponsor a show, let me know. Actually, if anybody would like to sponsor a show, let me know. That's a thing here. John, I agree, man. This show is more confused this week. I apologize. That's not not my greatest work, but I'm gonna get back to it. So, air filter, drain the oil, walk around the bike. I like to check wheel bearings by just grabbing the wheel as it's sitting on a lift or whatever, shaking it back and forth, make sure it doesn't move, doesn't have any play in it. And you can feel that. You can also grab the back wheel and pull up and down, check your linkage bearings and shock bearings and swing arm bearings, make sure there's no play there. Then move on to coolant. Open the thing up, make sure there's coolant in the thing. If it's been a long time, fair enough, you have to sponsor Garrett. If it's been a long time since you've done it, maybe test the coolant if you want to. Otherwise, you can drain it, replace it. Shane, yes, squirrel. Then as you get done and check your spokes, ding, 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 ding. Check all the spokes, go around, make sure they're all nice and tight. You don't have to, if you've checked them before, then you don't need to go and actually tighten them. By the way, quick plug for our YouTube channel. If you haven't watched our wheel truing video, go check it out. It's on our YouTube channel. I think it's pretty good. It's super duper simple and it's low tech. The wheel is on an axle that's way too small for it because I do have a fancy pants wheel truing stand. Wade, my coffee drink of choice is just black coffee with a shot of espresso. Nothing in it, by the way. You don't have to have all the fancy equipment to do a wheel, to make wheels nice and strong for off-road riding. I got a bunch of flack about that on KTM Talk on Facebook. No way, double latte or mocha. Because I didn't have the right truing stand and all this stuff. And no, man, Morgan's not doing it right. Guess what? You don't have to have all this stuff. Watch the video. You'll see what I'm talking about. I think it's really good. You got to make sure the wheel's strong so you can go rage and hit things and bounce. It doesn't have to be perfectly round for an off-road woods bike. It does not. It has to be close, and the spokes have to be tight. Anyway, that's my little plug. Justin Monroe, what's happening, Highlighter? Joe Hawkins, by the way, hi. Jim, I know. I have a truing stand with cones. Thank you, Wade. you don't have to have those cones. If you spin it slowly on that axle that's too small, it rolls nice and smooth, right? Like, trust me on this. Or you can, another great way to do it is take the tire off, chalk it back up in your forks with the axle, and then I mean, that's really good. And you can take a zip tie around and put the thing in. Rims that I prefer, Javier, on the bike is super easy. Rims that I prefer, either OEM, I really like Excel Takasago. The cones in forks, right on. I like it. I like Excel Takasago rims, or the Excel A60 rims. Is if you're gonna wait, fair enough. I'm losing train of thought. So A60 rims are awesome. Takasago rims are awesome. Stock KTM rims, the DID Dirt Stars are pretty good. They seem a little bit softer. I don't worry about that too much, and just so everybody understands, I don't really care if my rim is out of round and beat up and bent. Like, it just doesn't bother me. Okay, wait, serious question. Why do they make spokes be safety wire zip tied at the Baja? Great question. KTM ties, the one on Facebook, Jim. Great question. The reason you have to zip tie your spokes at the where they come across, Willie Watts A60s are awesome. They're just really expensive, but they are awesome. The reason you zip tie your spokes at the Baja 1000 is exactly what Javier just said. So if one breaks, it stays in place and doesn't come flying out and tear things up like brake lines, other stuff. It's just a safety thing. I also hear the thing where, like, I've heard, and I can't prove this, is if you safety wire them well, it keeps them from wanting to move and then loosen. Because as you hit things and stuff and they flex, that doesn't look good. But as they flex, they'll move and they can help loosen. But as you tie that thing up, it keeps it from wanting to fling out and hit things as you go. Quick note: here's my favorite thing about. Well, okay, not my favorite thing. One of my favorite things about racing the Baja 1000 in 2006, which we already talked about one time, is as I go to a tech inspection, right? I got my bike all ready, and I push my bike up to tech inspection, and this is no joke, man. I hand them my helmet. They look at my helmet, make sure it says Snell, I don't even, whatever. They look at it, put a sticker on it. They go look at my bike. They stamp the motor to make sure I wasn't going to change anything, and the frame. They look to make sure there's safety wire on my spokes, right? They make sure that there's safety wire or zip ties on my fuel line, and then the guy looks at me, slaps me on the back and says, "Good luck." That's it. That's the whole tech inspection for the Baja 1000 on a motorcycle. That is all you have to do. It's hilarious. Basically, they just look at it like, you're a moron. Good luck. I hope you don't die. And in the cars, they crawl. They're checking welds. They're checking your fuel cell. They're checking all this stuff in the cage and the point. It's so funny. Anyway, it's hilarious. You guys are funny. I know what you're talking about, and I'm not going to go there. I'm going to keep this on the up and up. So maintenance. So then when you get done, right, so you've cleaned your air filter. Now it's dry and you've oiled it and you've put it back in. Whether you use grease on the rim, Matt, what's happening? Or just a whole bunch of air filter oil. Javier likes to use just like a lot of air filter oil along the rims. I still put grease on it, just a little bit of thin thing of grease. Put that back in. Now you pour your oil back in. Don't forget to do that. Pour the oil back in. Whatever the amount is. If it's a 2-stroke, it's real easy because it's just an amount you pour it in. 4-stroke, I like to put the amount in. Start it. That's funny, Eric. Yeah, they're pretty lax on motorcycles. Start it, run it, and then check through the thing. Yeah, Wade. I actually almost got and didn't make it on the. When I went and '06, I didn't have anything. Anthony Martinez was having. I didn't have anything on my spokes, and I had to do it right there with some zip ties from my pouch. It was funny. Anyway, so oil back in, and then start it, run it, make sure the oil level's correct. Then I like to, and you've already checked your wheels, your spokes, your brakes. Then tire pressure if you have pressure in your tires, or if you've got mooses. One less thing to do. Then I put a stand underneath the motor, lift it up, lube the chain, obviously check the tension, make sure it's good, spin it, lube it, make sure everything's good, and then you're good to go. That's like the super basic, simple thing. I like these books because they remind you of all that as you're going, and you can keep track of your hours, and when you sell the bike, you can hand the book and say, look, I did it all, it's all good. And then also, it's got lots of other places for notes. So if you do any of these other things, like if it's time to service your suspension or valve adjustment, this is a 4-stroke book, so it's got valve adjustment stuff. Other service notes, chassis, blah, 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 all that stuff. Anyway, you can check it all off, and then you flip it over. Wade, you were there in '06, right on. Yeah, that's the year I soloed the dumb thing on an XR650 and got my butt kicked by Anna Cody. Just so that's coming up. Someone's going to mention that. Emily Raffaelli, that Anna beat me. Yeah, she whipped my butt by 3 hours. Yeah, Javier, yeah, sprocket bolts. So as you're checking chain, good note, you want to check your sprocket bolts. Make sure they're tight. If you use Loctite and self-locking things, self-locking nuts, you usually don't have a problem because it's if you tighten them correctly the first time, you usually don't have a problem. But yeah, when you do your service, always a good idea to check them, especially if you use aluminum sprockets. If you have aluminum sprockets, Bryce Davis, what's happening? If you have aluminum sprocket bolts on the thing, or aluminum sprocket on your bike, aluminum squishes, and it wants to. So as you tighten it down and you go bang on the thing, they'll loosen up. So that's one of the reasons I use Dirt Tricks or just normal steel sprockets, is because they don't tend to do that. Let's see. Recommended tension on chain or preference. Shane, on a linkage bike, I like to do the 3-finger thing over the thing. Roger Hurd, what is happening? By the way, Roger, but for everyone here, I raced the Baja 1000 with Roger in 2010, which was awesome. Steel sprocket. Oh yeah, I'm with you, Jim. I only use steel sprockets, whether they be the fancy Dirt Tricks or Sunstar is the other one that we use. I'm looking over here because our sprocket wall's over there. Hey, Sumitra, also Brooke. I'm going to just say that because I'm bad. Sam, I'm guessing. Anyway, good to see you here watching. I love steel sprockets because they last for a long time. There we go. Is easy. You grab wrench, yeah, absolutely. There we go. You guys are funny. Anyway, yeah, it's super easy to check. When the thing's on a stand, grab it, check them all. Really easy to do. Like I said, if you got a steel sprocket, use blue Loctite. Yay! Right on. I'm glad I said your name right. Then you're probably not going to have them loosen up. If you got aluminum sprockets, it's a real situation. I know. Right on. So yeah, back to changing. This is ridiculous. Sorry guys for the craziness. I hope this is why you like this show though, because it's real. It's not scripted. I'm just here talking to all of you and loving every minute of it. So thank you all, by the way, for watching. Yeah. Linkage bike, 3 fingers over the top of the swing arm with just a little bit of play up and down. I feel good about it. On a PDS, yes, Matt, I love it. Oh boy, and off the rails we go again in the comments. But PDS bike, you need a little more. slack in the chain because of the way it works. It's just the geometry of the way a PDS bike works. I'm not going to go into that, but trust me, you need more slack in the chain. I always like a little more slack than a little too tight. And that is because if you get it a little too tight and you're hammering, it'll snap. Tori Anderson, good luck in your meeting. I hope that's okay. Yes, Wade, Dirt Tricks. So actually, the Ironman sprocket was always made by Dirt Tricks, and it was always called Dirt Tricks on that end. But yes, good luck, Garrett Anderson in Arizona. Go fast. Jim Wells, I grease the rim on an air filter. Javier does not. Javier doesn't like it because as he slides it in, it can like catch and get a little grease in there. I like it because I feel like it makes a better seal. I use just not a real thick grease, and I use just a really thin layer of it to make it nice and sticky. Javier uses like extra air filter oil, so it actually. My wheel bearings also like more slack. Yes. Jason Lesher, what's happening? Lesher and I are going to California to go hold it wide open, the NHHA. Roger, are you going to be there by any chance? That'd be cool to see you, man, if you are. So, yes. And Roger is correct. Always better a little loose on the chain. So, yeah. I like rim grease. Javier likes extra filter oil. He likes... Yeah, sorry, John. So... Javier, when he does his air filters, he cleans them, dries them, blah, 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 lubes them, and then uses a little extra air filter oil on the rim, and that makes a great seal also. Eric, what filter oil? I like either Maxima Fab 1 if I'm going to use the spray stuff. So I like the spray stuff for just cleanliness. If I'm going to use the stuff that the liquid that I just dip the filter in, I like the Bel-Ray filter oil the best. Bel-Ray is like the stickiest, hands down. It's just kind of a mess if you have to do it that way. So I like both of those a lot. Yeah, like Javier, I just said that, Javier. Waterproof grease on the rim, that's what I like. So... And yes, white glove on to see if what you're doing works. I like that. Yeah. And obviously, when you take your air filter out, that's the first thing to look in there and see if there's any dirt going in there. Damn it, Roger. That's unfortunate. Sorry for the bad words. Roger has Parkinson's disease. I'm so blessed and thankful I got to race with him in the 1,000 in 2010. And that he came out and raced one of our races. Out here, one of our Moto Mayhem races. That was really cool. No toil sucks, Emily. No toil sucks is how I feel. Yeah, well, I don't know. You can try to share a picture. Or Clinton, if you have it, then if you have your picture or something like that, I can pull you up if you want to. Let me know, Clinton, if you want me to bring you in live with us, because that'd be kind of fun. Boom, there we go. There's our maintenance. If you guys, there's my ad for the day. If you guys want one of these, I like them. Not everybody, you don't need them, but I like them. Shoot me a message. We sell them. They're cheap. They're $5. Oh, cool, Clinton. I'm going to bring him in. They're $5 a piece. I can ship them out to you. Boom. I'm going to try to bring Clinton in on... Emily, I will. Yes, Wade, that is a great way to do it. Bryce has good luck with no toil. I had good luck with no toil also. But
all right, you got me?
There you are.
Hey, what's going on? Sorry, I was trying to get my kids in the truck.
No worries.
All right, so this is the filter oil. Let me turn to the lights decent. It's the foam filter oil. You just spray it on. It's like the easiest stuff ever. And then the filter cleaner, this is what I love. You spray this stuff on, and you get like a 2-gallon bucket of water, dunk it in there, wring it out, pull it out. It's so quick, so easy. You wear rubber gloves, it's nothing. I love it. The Bel-Ray stuff is amazing. So, yeah. Right on.
I love it.
All right.
Thanks, dude. Thanks for.
No problem. Good to see you. I gotta get my kids to school, so we'll check you later.
Right on, man. Take care.
Yeah, bye.
There we go. So Emily, sorry, that was fun. Bel-Ray makes awesome. They make actually a lot of awesome stuff. We use their bulk oil for our bulk oil in the back, 1040. Emily, here's the problem with no-toil. It dries out. If you don't ride your bike and clean it all the time, the no-toil will dry out and then start letting dirt through your filter. That's the problem with no-toil, because the alcohol in there that they use to so it keeps it thin, goes on there, and then it'll dry out, and in my opinion it dries out and then starts to let air or dirt through. I don't like it. I never had a problem with it because I ride enough that I was constantly cleaning air filters and keeping them wet and all that. But anyway, Roger, buggy with power steer, that's awesome. That is sweet. I'm psyched to hear that. PJ1, I've had great luck with PJ1, Matt. I actually stock their filter cleaner here because I think it's some of the best. I don't use their oil. It's not because it's bad. I just we use Bel-Ray and the Maxima Fab 1, and then the Maxima Fab 1 I started using because of a friend. Do it, Emily. Do it. Just stick with Maxima. It's good stuff. The Fab 1 is great. It's just like Clinton was showing us the spray filter. It's the same stuff, same idea. That's just not the same stuff. Sprayed on, super clean, rubber gloves. It's all good to go. I've talked about them before, but those filters back there, the cool funnel web guys, I really, 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 really like them. I've been so impressed. Yeah, super sticky. In the new Husky, right on. That's good to know. My filter stays nice and clean in the KTM. Seems to hold up really good. The funnel web is amazing at, it really does work. It seems like there's a lot more surface area there. It takes a lot longer to get all the way dirty. So you can go longer between stuff. But Bryce, fair enough. It is sticky and it does get all over your bike and garage if you're not super duper careful with it. I completely agree, but that stickiness is why it's good. Laura, what's happening? Laura Browning Rattan, what's going on? CJ, what is up? CJ is watching, just so if you guys see that, that is Bella's dad from last week. If you didn't watch our show last week, you gotta go watch last week's show. It's on YouTube. It's on here. It's a little harder to find on Facebook because you have to go backwards through all of my posts. Wade, I'll sell you a funnel web. They're awesome. Shoot me a message or give us a call at the shop if you want. Shop number, if anybody wants to call and order things or whatever, is 970-240-2197. So, yeah, we can ship things all over the planet if you guys want. So, mainly in the United States, though. But I will get it around the globe if you want. Yeah, stickiness is the good part about the Bel-Ray and the Fab 1. I really like that stuff. Brian Duvall, you have a great day, and make sure you ride your dirt bike very soon. That's by the way, the whole point of this whole thing. Oil changes on a 4-stroke, 10 hours is what I recommend. Bella does rock, so she is so awesome. She's so cool. And she's going racing this weekend, so everybody think good thoughts, pray, whatever for Bella to do well this weekend. She's going to race some arena cross in Duchesne, Utah, so lots of people are, which is cool. But yeah, how long on 4 strokes oil change? 10 hours, 15 on the very top. Don't go past that. Really, one of the biggest things that I see with things going too long, 4 strokes going too long between oil changes, is their cam chains start to get worn out and stretch, and then they skip time. It's really bad. We would heat the oil in a pot on a hot plate to thin it out. That zip tie, right? Oh, right on, right on. Is that to like so you can pour it in faster, or what, Roger? I don't know what's going on there. I wonder if a shop request. Let's see. Everybody would remember your number. What I? What does that mean? Uh, by the way, are you talking about shop requests like our shop on Facebook? I don't know. Wave. Let me know what you're talking about there. Um, yes, Bel-Ray Stay Sticky. That's why I use it. Fab One Stay Sticky also. Um, I think the PJ does too. Really, most of the petroleum-based stuff stays nice and sticky. Bel-Ray is probably the stickiest. And if you want the best coverage, dunking it hands down is the best coverage. Um, I am sick of 2T clutch plates sticking. um, the what? Oh, 867. Oh, I got. Dude, I didn't. Jenny, who can I turn to? So the 8675309. I that would be so good to have 970-867-5309. I wonder if I could do that. I should figure that out. Air filter oil, right on. Oh, so you can get it in there. Fair enough, right on. Um, the That is awesome. Sorry that I am too slow on the uptake to catch the phone number thing first. Um, yes. Oh, I love it. Now we're talking about 80s music. This is so good. The I do know the song. Brian Christopherson, what's going down, man? I think there was a question. I am sick of 2T clutch plates sticking. Denver Thor, what oil are you using in your two-stroke? Um, yeah, I know, that's so good. I should do that. I'm not going to sing anymore. But anyway, what oil are you using? I like Bel-Ray Gear Saver in my two-stroke. Seems to work really good. 80s were, I don't know if they're the best. the They were interesting, and it's when I grew up, so I love it. Jim Wells, what's my favorite band? If you have noticed the jacket I normally wear, it's Social Distortion is hands down my favorite band. But Denver Thor, Bel-Ray Gear Saver. I like 75 or 80 weight. It really doesn't seem to matter. Hands down, my favorite tranny oil for any two-stroke, like period. So I've used it forever now, and it's been great. Here, I mean, it's we're running way over time, but there's a ton of you watching, so um, yeah, fair enough, dude. In the cold and Denver Thor, what bike are you riding? Because some bikes have a worse problem of that than others. Try Bel-Ray. Other thing is, if you're, let's see, do you ride with intercom? Jim, I use an intercom with my kids. I don't use it with adults, but I do use it with my kids. It's really awesome because I can yell at them to stand up. I make them, YZ250. So yeah, awesome. Best bike ever. Mike Bose, what's happening? Eric, have a great day. Get out, ride fast. Um, and Megan, I do like Megan Trainor. I'm not afraid to admit that. Yeah, Bel-Ray Gear Saver, Bel-Ray Gear Saver, Bel-Ray Gear Saver. Quick story about the Bel-Ray Gear Saver. So back in 2011, I bought a 2012 KTM 300, and in November of 2011, so the bike was maybe a month old. I just barely got it, and I took Roger. Have a good one, man. I'm stoked to hear you're still out there racing and driving around. If by chance you can get out to the Hare and Hound in your buggy, come say hi. We're gonna be there, dude. Totally tell Ewan to keep his feet on the peg. We're working on that. Denver Thor, check your clutch basket. Like Javier said, YZ clutch baskets tend to get notched really bad, really fast. So they, if you take that clutch, take your clutch cover off and look in there, and take a look, because you might see that you've got big notches in your clutch basket, and that is a real problem on YZs. I wear out YZ clutches really kind of fast. They're they're aluminum, and they're just not the best part of that bike, unfortunately. Um, so check that stuff. Also try Gear Saver, all that. Quick story about Gear Saver, since so many of you guys are still watching, and it's getting late, but why not? We'll just keep going. 2012 KTM 300. I'm in Oklahoma and racing the Gold Rush, which we've done now for lots of years in a row. And I poke a hole in my clutch cover on the first lap of an 8-lap race that was about 10 miles a lap, so 80-ish miles. I poked a hole in the clutch cover. Didn't know it. Something flipped up and hit it from the way bottom, right? And as I'm riding along, it starts making noises. The clutch starts and barking every time I let it out. Then it starts going and making all this crazy noise in the motor. I keep looking down. I can't see anything, and I just pin it. No, Stella does not have her clues yet. Maybe. We'll see. But I'm racing, and the bike's still running and working okay, just making weird noises. Finish the race. Finally get off, look at the thing, see the hole in the bottom of the clutch cover. Super bummed. Bike's basically brand new still. I take the drain plug out when I get back to the pits. No oil. I mean, 0 oil in the thing. John McDaniel, what's happening? And I'm like freaking out, right? So super bummed, thinking my transmission's junk. The clutch has got to be junk, right? My wonderful and amazing wife's so we're done with the race that day, but we have a race the next day, and I'm like, well, I guess I'm out. My wife goes, well, can you break it any worse if you just JB weld that hole and pour oil in it? I'm like, nah, probably not. It's probably already junk, whatever, who cares? I got to fix it. Yeah, so I JB weld the hole. I pour 600 cc's because that's all I had, which is not enough. It takes like almost 800 in that bike. Anyway, 750 or 8, somewhere in there. Pour 600 cc's of oil into the thing. I line up. I race another 2 full hours of racing the next day, and not one part ever got replaced in that motor. Not one. It worked perfectly. As soon as I got the oil back in there, the noises went away. The clutch started working. I take that back. I did replace the clutch eventually, but only after, I don't know, another 150 hours. So it did get thing. But, dude, Bel-Ray Gear Saver, from that moment on, I swore I'd never use anything else in my two-strokes, because obviously whatever stuck in there after all that racing and riding and beating on things kept everything from blowing up. And I did eventually split the cases on that to put a new crank in it. It had 500 hours on it when I did that. So 500 hours, it probably only had 10 hours on it when I took it to that race. So 490 hours after draining all the oil out of it and running it for 60, 70 miles, it was fine. Zach Parsons, what's happening? It was fine. Like I said, when I split the cases, I put a new crank in it. Actually, I rebuilt the crank and had to bounce and put it back in. And never a tranny bearing replaced, nothing. So, and John Capdo, I believe it would. I don't know. I mean, I think that oil did it, not the KTM parts, because metal is metal, and if you run it out of oil, if there's actually no oil on the surface, it's going to overheat and mess up. So, yeah, Matt, Dan Bush, what's happening, man? Good to see you here. The thing about transmissions is that they're super duper tough on most bikes. But I love Bel-Ray Gear Saver for transmission oil. There you go. It is 8:25. You guys have been with me for almost an hour. I want to say thank you. Thank you for all of you watching. Thank you guys for stuck around to the end. Punk Rock Club, rock and roll. Give me the rock and roll sign if you're still here watching all the way to the end. If you like what we do here at Highland Cycles, please share this around. Go to our YouTube channel to watch our old stuff. Yes, they are stupid tough. Go to our YouTube channel, which is just youtube.com/Highland Cycles. We have over 200 videos on there, riding, instructional, All of our Gospel of Two Wheels videos are on there. Emily, I can't wait to see you. I want to go ride with you. So yeah, thank you guys so much. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're really trying to build that up. It's a lot easier to find stuff there than on our Facebook page. Thanks for the good luck wishes. We are gonna try to go fast, man. I got some real competition coming with me that are in my class, darn it. So I might have to let air out of their tires so to stay ahead of them. Thank you, Wade. Thank you, Rodrigo. Thank you, guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I want to thank all of the people who watch this and are supportive of the motorcycle industry, supportive of little shops like me. Anyway, yeah, thank you guys so much. Spread love, spread happiness, spread the gospel of two wheels wherever you go today. And yeah, I hope, deep, deep, deep in my heart and tiny little soul that you get to ride your dirt bikes!